I, 28 female, have been dating my boyfriend, Mark, 30 male, for 3 years, and we live together in a 2-bedroom apartment. On Tuesday, I had a brutal 12-hour workday. I texted Mark around 4 p.m. saying I was exhausted, had a massive headache, and was looking forward to a quiet night of takeout and sleep. He didn't reply for 4 hours, which was unusual, but I assumed he was busy at work. I finally got home around 7:30 p.m., unlocked the door, and walked into our apartment, only to find the dining table set, music playing, and Mark sitting on the couch drinking wine with his ex-girlfriend. We'll call her Sarah. I was stunned. Mark and Sarah had broken up years ago and hadn't spoken in over a year. I asked Mark what was going on. He casually smiles and says, "Oh, Sarah was in town for a conference, so we grabbed drinks after her meeting and I invited her over for dinner." I pulled Mark into the kitchen and reminded him that I had been working a 12-hour shift, was sick with a migraine, and had explicitly asked for a quiet night. I asked him politely if he could walk Sarah out so we could rest and talk. Mark flatly refused. He said it would be rude to kick Sarah out now. Then he looked at me and said, "Why don't you stop being dramatic? Change out of your work clothes and come out to network with us. Sarah's really cool. You guys should be friends." I was so baffled and insulted by his complete disregard for my boundaries that I walked straight into our bedroom, locked the door, and took a shower. For the next 3 hours, I laid in bed with a migraine while I heard Mark and Sarah laughing, opening another bottle of wine, and eating the dinner Mark had cooked for them, something he rarely did for me on weeknights. Around 11 p.m., I heard the front door close and Sarah finally left. Mark walked into the bedroom completely unfazed, holding a glass of water, and asked, "So, are you done throwing your tantrum now?" When I confronted him about how disrespectful it was to ignore my texts, invite an ex over without asking, and force me out of my own living room while I was sick, he tried to gaslight me. He insisted that I was insecure, jealous, and trying to control who he's allowed to be friends with. I didn't yell or argue back. In that moment, something inside me just clicked, and I realized he didn't care about my comfort, my health, or my respect. The very next morning, while Mark was at work, I called in sick to my job. I called my best friend, hired a local moving crew, and spent 6 hours packing every single thing that I owned out of that apartment. Since both our names were in the lease, I called our landlord, paid the fee to break my portion of the contract, and handed over my keys. I moved my stuff into a short-term rental setup and went completely radio silent. When Mark came home from work to an empty bedroom, missing furniture, and half a living room cleared out, he panicked. He called me 20 times and sent a wall of frantic text messages. "Where are you? Where's the TV? Is this a joke? Please call me. I'm sorry." I sent him one final text. "You told me I was being dramatic for wanting respect in my own home. You prioritized your ex-girlfriend's comfort over your sick partner of 3 years. You don't have to worry about my tantrums anymore. The landlord has been notified, my half of the rent is settled, and we are done. Do not contact me again." I blocked his number, blocked his social media, and changed my emergency contacts at work. A week later, I signed a lease on my own cute 1-bedroom apartment. It's been a few months now, and while it was tough starting over, leaving someone who treated me like a background character in my own life was the best decision I ever made. And that is it for this story. If you like to read full versions, please follow along. I read a story every single day, and I do not give you cliffhangers, part 1, part 2, part 3. We do the full stories here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.